ongoing soreness in Hill's left ankle was attributed, at first, to tendonitis.
When they said tendonitis, we were like, yes, he can work through that.
I would sit out a few games, I would play, sit out, and it just progressively got worse over a 2-month period.
He would come home and he would, talk about how it was hurting, and I was just like, I cannot believe it.
The end came on a January night in Washington, D.C.
I think Grant Hill is struggling right now. He's grimacing every now and then. He may have twisted that ankle.
It was another fracture, and same fracture. And so that was tough because I knew I'd gotten close.
Hill consulted with doctors at Duke Medical Center, who proposed a more complex surgery than before, one which required breaking a bone in his heel to correct the alignment of his legs.
It was good to finally get an explanation as to why this thing may have occurred in the first place, and then why it keeps continuing to break down.
That really gave him hope, and I think that really cleared up any questions he had in his mind about whether or not he was going to try again.
The surgery, performed at Duke Medical Center in March of 2003, was deemed a success. But 1 week after that, an infection from the operation sent Grant into a fever delirium. Tamia rushed him back to the hospital.
I pull up into the emergency room, and they have the stretcher, and he's shaking, and we're running down the hallway, and the doctor's like, is he on medication? The ankle had always been serious, but now it could be his life.
Ended up having a skin graft from my arm taken to kind of make a patch over the infected area. So that was quite an ordeal.
We kind of really kept quiet about it for a long time because it was very scary for both of us.
The surgery, the infection, and the prolonged recovery kept Grant on crutches for 6 months.
It has been an ordeal. I think he's held on to his sense of humor, but he's also shown a healthy sense of humility.
You just appreciate being able to walk, maybe more than you ever had before.
When the Magic began the 2003-2004 season that November, Grant Hill was not in uniform, but he was back on his feet and setting his sights on the prize one final time.
He quietly is preparing, for one last push, one last effort.
I know there are those who may hear this and still think I'm crazy, but, I still feel like I can do it.
Beyond the Glory on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Dockers Pro Style, shirts and pants that do it all.
Spring 2004, another long-lost season for the Orlando Magic. For Grant Hill, another season viewed from the sidelines.
As tough as it is, it's also, I think, necessary to be somehow connected as much as I can to the team, to the guys. So, can't play, this is the next best thing, I guess.
To a new generation of NBA players, Grant Hill is an old-school memory. The spotlight, which was once his, has moved on to a fresh crop of stars.
When a LeBron comes or a Carmelo Anthony, deep within, Grant would love that challenge. So it does have to be frustrating. He's sitting there off totally to the sideline. All he can do is watch.
As Grant faces an uncertain future, he draws strength from his family. His father, Calvin, had endured painful knee injuries throughout his own career.
Even when you are succeeding, You're constantly being knocked down, and you have to get up. And the key is that you continue to try, that you continue to aspire. To see how hard he's worked to come back from this ankle, it's inspiring to me.
A lot of athletes would have imploded through that injury, turned to drugs or something else, and he's been stoic and busy. He's kept busy too.
We are so grateful to Grant Hill and his wife Tamia for making their treasures available to the nation.
Recurrent injuries forced Hill to envision a life beyond basketball.
All right, good seeing you.
In the midst of everything, he always finds a way to bring a positive into a negative. The positives have been all of the things that he's been involved in outside of basketball.
Franklin the Turtle dragged his shell behind him.
He's been involved in so many things. Habitat for Humanity, child abuse programs.
There we go. Michelangelo.
Good job down there.
He wants to share what he has, and he wants others to share with him.
Come on, man, me and you. Check it for $50,000.
He's not afraid about what would happen if he can't play anymore because he's optimistic about the rest of his life and the other things he's going to do.
But Grant believes he can come back. Day after day, he grinds it out, rebuilding his body for one last shot.
You don't really know how much you love something until it breaks your heart. And if you keep coming back, it tells you how much you really love it.
He hadn't really faced any adversity before the ankle injury, so he looks at it like this is my testimony. This is my great story.
It's constantly being teased. You know, you're so close, but yet so far. But I know my time, my day will come.
Versatile player we've seen a long time in college basketball.
Grant Hill's athletic odyssey is yet to reach its final destination. But for those who watched him persevere with grace and fortitude, he's already gone the distance.
When you see a guy who has heart and he's trying everything he can to get back up, that's what it's about.
We see so many young athletes succumb and fall apart. Grant's been able to rise above that. That may be the greatest accomplishment of all, to get through this circus that we live in, and keep your values.
It's a journey, man. It really is. And I don't think the journey's over. I think there's more to it. I think there's a lot more to it. And, I'm on this ride. I'm going to finish it out.